This is episode 52 of Blerd Talk. Two situations. We saw Shazam. Well, we both seen Shazam. But before we get into Shazam, and Jason, I thought about you when I heard this. Before we get on the main topic, I was reading something that said, "Are comic books dead?" Okay, and I was thinking to myself, I just paid for DC Infinite, and if y'all don't know what DC Infinite was, it used to be the DC Infinite universe where we got to see Doom Patrol and all that, but then they took it out and made it just comic books. That was $100 for a year. Actually, it was probably a little bit more. Because I wanted to read a lot of the, old school DC stuff. But I recently went to the comic book store, and let me show you. I bought these two comics, right? Okay, so these are the two I bought. Number one, I mean, they're black females. They're black superheroes. Why wouldn't I? They're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Both of these are like really good, really good. But I bought them because I wanted this one. I wanted Far Sector because this is the one like with Joe Mullen, and you basically learn like how her ring has special powers and all that. And then be a queen of the Amazons just because it's her. Like, she's great. But it was funny because when I went to the comic store to buy those, I haven't been to the comic book store in about close to like 4 months. And they were saying how mangas are outselling comic books.
Not surprised.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not surprised either. And I was watching somebody and they were saying, I can't speak too much for Marvel because I don't read a lot of Marvel. I read DC and a lot of third-party comics like The Boys and The Walking Dead, stuff like that, Snot Girl. And when I go to the comic book store, I don't buy single comics. I buy comics like this, and I buy a lot of Funko Pops and things like that. But do you think that comic books are going to die soon? And when I say die, I mean we're still going to have comic books, but they're going to be digital. I don't think they're going to be in the store like they used to. Like, they're not going to be like in your comic book store like they used to be.
Yeah.
And I think our comic book stores are going to start selling like how GameStop started selling like figures and, the Dragon Dagger like I got back there. Do you think the comic books are going to go like that? Because I did not know mangas were outselling comic books like that much. I did not know that.
I'm not surprised because it's more in comics than manga. There's always a reboot. They always there's always a new author. There's always a new illustrator. It's always something changing in comic books as opposed to a manga. So for most cases, mangas end. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a finality. There's the 80s, 90s DC comic books, Infinite Crisis and all that. And then we got the new 52. Yep. And
then you always get... Then you got Rebirth. Right, and you know what? And it's funny you said that because somebody asked me, hey man, I want to start reading DC. Where can I start? And I literally had a brain like fart. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even tell you where to start. You know what I'm saying? Because
the stories branch off
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
What era is like, it's almost like basketball, right? Like there's the 80s Lakers and then there's the Lakers of the 2000s. There's Magic Johnson and then there's Kobe Bryant. So when you have it like that all the time, it's hard to get attached because even if you do, it's going to change. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change. So the DC went to DC 52. Marvel went to, we had X-Men, Unlimited X-Men. And it's like 8
X-Men
different
Red.
versions.
Then you had X-Men Red.
The House of X.
Yeah,
like it's different. X Factor.
You're right.
It's a whole lot
going on.
It's hard for people because personal opinion, but people are looking for, at one point it was one continuity. It was when I used to read my brother's comics, the old comics, when I'm reading a certain comic, at the very corner it'll go, to understand this part of what this character is talking about, you got to read issue blah blah blah.
Yep.
But now
some of the DC comics does that now. Like I'm reading like a Trial of the Amazons, and in order to understand what's going on in Trial of the Amazons, you got to read Wonder Woman like 772 to like 778. Then you can go back to Nibia, Queen of the Amazons. Yeah, so it's just like you're saying. It's just like that. It's just like that.
It's all over the place. The character, breaking news: this character dies, and then all of a sudden, the person who wrote the person to be dead leave Marvel to DC, and then the next author comes in and goes, "I want them back alive," so they bring them back alive, or it's another universe. So,
damn,
it's hard to tell.
You make a good point about the
manga's end. There is a ending.
You definitely make a good. Oh man, I just cut out. You definitely make a good point about that because the fact that mangas do end, I think they're easier for people to get behind because you could just go like, start here, and it really doesn't branch out. Once it's done, it's done.
It's done.
Because I was basically talking to my cousins, and it's crazy. We all went to the comic book store, and my cousin's like, man, I haven't been into a comic book store in like 20 years.
Yeah, I'm about the same.
Like, most of the comic book stores around us have like shut down.
Yeah,
like we have to go to like VA. Shout out to Victory. Shout out to Victory Comic Book Store in Falls Church, my favorite comic book store. But yeah, I wanted to lay that on you, Pauls, because when they was talking about it, I said, man, but that makes sense though, because it's so. And then look at it like this too. It's a lot of people will see like an anime and go like, damn, I want to read that. I want to read that manga. I want to read that manga.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see that. Like, so I don't think comic book stores are going to die, but I do think in the days to come or the years to come, the sale of comic books, especially DC, Marvel, like the Walking Dead series. I don't want to say Dark Horse because that's not, but all those other publishers, I do think it's definitely easier to read those digitally because this, I want to tell y'all right, I don't open my like this right here. I was going to buy 2 of these and one to read and one to like abuse because like when I open it, I don't want to open up all the way and make a crease. I don't want to make a crease in the book. So when I bought DC Infinite, it's easier to read them on a tablet and take them as you go. It's 10 times better than me. 10 times better. But I still do like having books for the shelf, especially when it comes to comics. And that will lead me into Jason, I kind of wish your camera was on because I definitely wanted to see your facial reactions for Shazam.
Man, I might just fade it anyway, to be honest with you, man.
Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to, no, I feel like I always go first. You know what? I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to let you go first, and you tell me what you thought about Shazam, then I'll give you mine. I'm going to let you go first because I was curious. You didn't give me any info like what you thought. So you said you was gonna hold it for Wednesday. So let's go.
Man,
this man had to cut his camera back off for it.
I'm about to cut it off. I'm gonna cut it off.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna cut it off.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I'm gonna cut it off. All right. Shazam was surprisingly, and I do mean surprisingly, well done.
Yes, we agree. Yes.
Yo, it was surprisingly well done. I think I'm starting to be a curse when it comes to certain movies because the movies I'm overhyped doesn't meet the standards, and the movies that I like really don't care about or ends up being like one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. But not to say Shazam was on that level, but it was surprisingly well done, bro.
It really was. I'm gonna go ahead and say it was better than the first one.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Hold on. I'm doing a whole lot of maintenance in mid screen right now. I don't care. But we just gonna go. I like the biggest parts of the movies that I like was the foreshadowing of most of the characters, most of the Shazam Rangers in the movie. I hated the Shazam Rangers in the first movie, but I like the Shazam Rangers in this movie.
I like that they were actually established. They had like a little lair. I like that. I thought that was cool. Like I thought that was really cool. You can see the growth between them.
Yes.
This is going to be filled with spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, still like and subscribe before you click off though. But go ahead and come back. But
let me know when I start going crazy. By the way, Josh, let me know. I don't care.
I got you. But I did think it was good. Jason, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not expecting you to say it was good.
I know.
Like I was really not like when I walked out the movie theater when I called you, I was kind of like, damn man, this was really good. Like it was really good. It's better than the first one. Character development, great.
Perfect.
I thought I was gonna have. Now look, okay, y'all, I got a confession to make. Okay, I'm going. First of all, me and Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren have a thing. I don't know if y'all know that, but me and Helen had a thing when she played in Red, and she was sniping and she took off her shoes. Okay, I'm a feet guy. I was like, oh my God, Helen. Oh my God. I was like, baby. Those feet. I was like, Helen Mirren. I don't know what it is about that woman, but yeah, I don't know what it is about that woman, son, but she drive me crazy. It ain't even just her feet. It's just her. That girl drive me crazy, son. Like Lucy Liu, the same thing ever since Kill Bill. You know what I'm saying? I just told everybody off the back this movie was gonna be trash. Like I'm gonna eat those words now because I was not feeling the villain in the trailers. I was not feeling them and the whole dragon thing. I was not feeling that. I was like, how can he fight a dragon in them? Okay, but the hand-to-hand combat in it was good. We're gonna save what happened at the end. Now I will tell you, I only stayed for one post credit. I read what the other one was, and I was like,
Mr. Mind.
Yeah, Mr. Mind, right. Well, isn't he like a worm or something like that? Like
correct.
Okay. I did enjoy it, but you go ahead and give me the rest of what you got.
You brought up the character development. The foreshadowing of things were beautiful. Mm-hmm. Freddy, if people weren't paying attention, they hip to it at the school when the bullies was messing with him. And the girl said to him, "You have no fear." And then they run into a dragon who imposes fear when he does his thing. And it didn't work. And when Lucy Liu tried his magic to make him talk, it didn't work. Shout out to the Master Wizard. He folded.
He folded. He did.
Freddy ain't fold.
He did.
There's no fear. Megan Good's innocence. Getting the unicorns.
That was perfect. That was perfect. It was
Skittles in your pocket.
Man, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Megan. I was talking about how Megan Good does the whole little girl thing, and like everything amazes her. Like I think she is really good with that. She nailed that, and the whole thing with the unicorns and them like being the king of the beasts, that was really good. Yep, that was really good. Perfect.
And did it without the superpowers.
Yep.
Which is the key.
Yep.
Which is the key.
Excellent.
My man exploring the realms. My man discovering the library.
And he's sticking on the door what was behind each door.
The foreshadowing was crazy because it made sense. Absolutely. In the beginning of the movie, each character's own ambition made you feel like that they weren't taking their superhero thing seriously.
And I loved
this is beautiful.
And we talk about characters being gay. One of the boys is gay in the thing, right? But the way they do it, it reminded me. Have you ever seen What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
Okay, so
but it was still great.
It was great. So I'm pretty sure they got that from What We Do in the Shadows because, okay, in What We Do in the Shadows, it's a comedy show. You got to watch it. There's this dude that's gay, and he's like trying to hesitate tell his mom, and then they were like, "I'm gay," and his family was like, "Okay, we already knew that," but like, but it turns into this good moment, and I felt like that's what that was in Shazam. Like when he tells,
it was perfect.
Like the way he just blurts it out, and and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's cool, all right, yeah, whatever," you know.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was subtle. They only did one scene of letting you know he's gay.
When he looked at the car, I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Whoa!" But yes, it was very subtle and it was good. I agree.
It was natural. It was organic feeling.
It was very organic. I agree.
Because when he finally said it, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, the magazine." Forgot about that. Yeah.
All
right, it's time for us to tell the truth.
And he was like, "I'm gay," and they was like, "Hey, oh yeah, okay, cool, yeah, love you, buddy." They was like, "Love you." They was like, "Love you."
We knew that already.
I like how Billy, with the whole mom scene where he never called her mom, and I love how, and me and you talked about this too. I'm jumping back and forth between champions because we talked about He-Man Revelations. And He-Man Revelations
show of 2021.
Yeah, greatest show of 2021, hands down. He-Man Revelation. There's this part when he goes to heaven. So all the champions are there. And all the champions are buff like they were when they were on Earth. Adam is the only one who's like his scrawny self. And he says, they ask one of the champions, Tia asks him, why is Adam not in his buff form like He-Man? He was like, because this is how Adam truly sees himself. He doesn't see himself as He-Man. He sees himself as just Adam. And in Shazam, Billy's foster mom, because Billy feels like he's going to get kicked out because he's 18. He's about to be 18. And if you don't know, when you turn 18, you kind of get kicked out the foster system. They kind of be like, oh, here you go. And his mom, he's Shazam. And his mom says, I want to see you one last time. I want to see you, but I don't want to see Shazam. I want to see Billy. And I thought that was very important. I thought that was very important because it showed Billy that his mom really cared for him. Not that he was a champion or he was Shazam. She wanted to see all their kids for them. And Billy says Shazam, and they have a heartfelt moment, and it really spoke to me, man. It really spoke to me. Like, she hugged him and just told him, I love you. I understand what you got to do. You got to do this. I thought that was perfect. I thought it was hard. It was great.
Yeah. It was hard.
I love that. I love it.
And the foreshadowing, remember when Billy was asleep and he had the dream?
Yes.
And when he woke up, he looked at the electric ball that was doing the lightning. And then when he was in the ball with the dragon, he was doing the same thing. That joke was fire, bro.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Shazam, I don't care but we said the same thing. What movie came out that people were bashing it, but me and you was like, this joke, was it Bullet Train? It was something.
New Mutants. It was New Mutants. It was New Mutants ain't that bad.
Shazam was good. I don't care what nobody says. Shazam was good. It literally had everything. It literally had everything. It's better than the first one.
Yeah.
Man.
To be fair, that's where it stopped. I got nothing else to say. It was a good film, bro. I don't have no major criticism nor minor, bro. Like it was fire.
I'm with you. 100%.
I like Shazam.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, I got nothing. That was it. Like I was entertained, enjoyed it.
They did shock me though. Okay, so now this is like the big spoiler. So if you haven't seen it, you got to go away. But make sure you like and hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit that notification bell. Don't I sound like every typical YouTuber? But
they all sound
the same. This is where they got me. So at the basic end, I'm giving you some time. Billy dies. He dies. And I thought because James Gunn is starting the whole revamp of DC, that they was going to leave him dead. I was like, damn, he's going to go out like a G. But I'm cool with this. I'm cool. If he goes out like this, I'm cool because he went out like a thug, fighting for what he believed in. I'm like, okay, he can rest easy. But for those of you who don't know now, Wonder Woman is a demigod. And she comes to where his body is and basically resurrects him. And the way they did it was smooth. I like that too. First of all, give it up for my girl, Guy Cadet, because I'm like, oh my God, there she is. They even gave her own that little theme. They gave her a theme music. I was like, hell yeah. So, and then
Don't let her go, Gun. Don't let her go.
Don't let her go,
ahead,
Gun. Yeah, she is Wonder Woman.
Reboot it. You can reboot it, but don't let her go.
She is Wonder Woman. She has, and one thing about Wonder Woman, compassion. Like, she's all for that, helping others. And so she resurrects Billy, and Billy gets up, and he's like, oh, because when he sees Wonder Woman, and he's like, man, guys, you buried me? What is wrong? So I was laughing. He's like, what are you doing? So then he gets up and sees Wonder Woman. Now, y'all know Billy got this thing for Wonder Woman. So he's like covered in dirt. He's like, oh, hey, how you doing? He said, I was thinking maybe, maybe we can go out sometimes. And she's like, she's happy to see him because she's like, I'm happy to see you. But she was like, stick to superhero, kid. Like, it was good though, because she knows that he's Billy Bastard. So she knows he's like a kid. But it was really good. I thought the movie was it's way better than the first one, period. It's way better than the first one.
Exceedingly better.
Yep, way better than the first one. Like, the villains are, and that's another thing. Helen and Shazam were actually throwing hands. That's what I like. There was hand-to-hand combat in it. It wasn't too over the top. But the movie was good. Big.
It was good, bro.
I may just say, maybe the best superhero movie so far that has come out this year. This year.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang. It may just be the best superhero that has come out right now this year.
Am I delayed?
A little bit, but I think you're good. You're good now. You're good.
Clip it. I love you, black people. You will always be my favorite. It's better to listen.
Oh no. Oh no. I forgot about Wakanda. Are you saying it's better than Wakanda? Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know why you say "oh my God"? Because you think I might be right.
You may be right.
I ain't saying that. No, I love you, black people. I love my black people.
I love my black people. But you
Wakanda forever.
You may be right though.
Wakanda forever.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, what have we done? Oh, I can feel the hate comments rolling in right now. I can feel the hate comments rolling in right now.
Wakanda forever.
I can feel the hate comments coming in. Oh man, but you made. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to be fair here and say Wakanda Forever will be second in line, but you're right. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I want to stand behind that comment. So this was great. We're probably going to get canceled after this. Everybody just log off. Everybody just log off. Everybody just log off because we're going to get canceled after this. We're going to get canceled. I can feel it.
Yo.
I can feel it. I can feel it. But I think you're right.
Shazam don't have any really flaws. They don't have much
really
flaws.
Doesn't. It really doesn't have any flaws.
I'm being objective as possible, bro. I was the skeptic that I am when I walk out the movie theater. The first thing I do is say, "What was wrong with the movie?"
Yep.
I got nothing.
I got nothing. And I truly had some problems with Black Panther. I did have some problems with Black Panther. Nothing big, nothing. Now, if you was to ask me before Shazam, I would have told you Black Panther is the best superhero movie that has come out this year. Right now. But Shazam has topped that. That. Yeah. I'm really impressed with Shazam. If you have not seen it, you should. I know he's not going to get a lot of love because he is Shazam. But the thing about it is, Shazam is let's just clear this. His name was Captain Marvel before, in the comics, he was called Captain Marvel first. And then his name, they had to redo it for Shazam. But
excuse me.
He can give your boy Superman go because Superman's vulnerable to magic. Yeah. So, God, Jay, you know what? I'm going to have to clip this one because I definitely think you're right. You're right. Now, Black Panther is second in line, okay? It's second in line. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Shazam is first. I mean, Shazam was first. Even the part when, and I didn't watch any trailers. So, I watched the trailers afterwards, after I see the movie.
Bruh, I don't even know who before the movie, comic-wise, I didn't even know the villains, and they got that part right.
They did. The movie was put together really well. It really was. Backstabbing your own sister, family. That happens all the time in family. That's real. What else can you say? That part was good. The whole he was a kid, and one of the problems I had with Spider-Man, we talk about the time that Tom Holland, I know his character is written like that, but he makes a lot of dumb mistakes to be in high school. He does a lot of dumb things to be in high school. These kids, you could tell they were legit. I definitely everybody acted their age. Even when he really wanted to tell the girl he was the whatchamacallit, he was one of the Shazam kids. She technically kind of already knew, but still, he really liked her. The way he was yelling and shit. He was like, George! Oh, my bad, George. My bad. He really liked her, so I thought that was cool. I just love, and like you said, him conquering his fear to really save the girl he liked.
Yep.
That's real. He really liked her. Man, look, I'm about to put forth all my effort to save her. Billy, literally about to make the ultimate sacrifice and knowing he's going to die, and telling his family, I was looking for a family the whole time, but you guys were here. You are my family. I love you all. And the brother, even when he dies, and the brother's like, "Come on, man, Billy, get up." And then he's, man, that kid did so good because I felt him when he was he was really mourning Billy. You know what I'm saying? He was really mourning him.
Yep.
Even the girl, when Billy's trying to explain how everybody's they acted their age. Even when they knew the villains were coming, everybody was kind of we'll get through this one. Don't worry about it. Oh, they're coming later. All right.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. It was really good. And it was funny. I saw online that it may be the worst superhero movie, something. I saw it on IGN. I don't have it right in front of me, but and I air quote, professional critics are killing the movie, but the fans aren't killing the movies. But let's not forget. These are the same people who said Bullet Train was bad. These are the same professional people who say, New Mutants was bad. Oh, that's just that. But I truly enjoyed Shazam. It is a good family movie where young and old can understand what's going on.
Yep.
The dude in the beginning too, the dude doing the museum tour, he was funny. He was funny. Oh man, he was funny.
He was funny, bro.
I loved it. I just can't say anything too bad about it. It was put together really good, like really good. Like
made me feel better after Ant-Man and Quantumania. Ant-Man and Quantumania.
But you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I did. Yeah, I was the main one who said it. Yeah, okay. I said it was bad. Yeah, I did. Okay, I was right. Okay.
But Ant-Man and Quantumania?
Yeah, I know a lot of y'all was. Remember, I was getting hate in the comments because I said it was worse than Thor: Love and Thunder.
oh, yeah. No, don't get me wrong. It sucked. I don't think it was Thor: Love and Thunder sucked, but it sucked. Man. Shazam 1 and 2 is far beyond Ant-Man.
Like I was truly impressed with that. I did want to tell you, I finished The Last of Us.
Before you go into The Last of Us, before you get into The Last of Us, it's so crazy that the changing of the guard of Warner Brothers at DC, the DCEU, they started gaining momentum right at the end of it. They started gaining momentum right at the end of it. Like damn. Maybe not so much Black Adam, but they started doing something okay.
Yeah, they were. And dude, I'm not going to lie to you. If James Gunn is really going to do what he said, the comic books that he had. So I told you, I read Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. It may just be one of the best Supergirl top 3 comic book, top 3 Supergirl comics I have read.
Yeah,
it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
very good. You're kind of right. The momentum kind of just shift in the end because I'm not saying Black Adam was great, but it was okay. It was okay.
It was all right. It was all right.
Right. Because that's another one. We said people were bashing it, but we were like, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the best movie, but it is okay.
They bad. They trying to bash Shazam. It's like,
they're trying to bash
Shazam ain't that bad.
But at this point, I think it's just, and I can say this because I love DC more than I love Marvel. Okay. I do like Marvel, but I love DC more because their comic books are better. And you can't argue with me on that. Their comic books are better. DC.
There's no debate.
Here it is. Marvel has already been in the game. People expect their stuff to be good. So anytime you try to compare it to anything DC, because DC has had so much of a bad track record, it's just it's not going to live up to anything that Marvel has done. It's just not. It's just not. But for us watching it, now, like I said, there have been some, I don't care, whoever says Batman versus Superman was trash. Okay? I hated that. That's probably my top worst, like the worst. No, I lied. Wonder Woman 84 was the worst movie Wonder Woman 84 was terrible. But you're right. Black Adam was okay. Shazam was great. Like those two movies alone, I'm like, we had in places. And technically, The Flash is not part of James Gunn's new thing, but that is looking fantastic. And I don't even watch trailers like that, but every time the trailer comes on, I stop. I feel like The Flash is going to be really good.
This is crazy.
Like really good.
Marvel is starting to go down,
and
but DCU's going up.
It's going up.
But it ain't even James Gunn's DCU
it's not
yet.
Even his. Exactly. Because I'm really looking forward every time. So they showed the Flash preview before Shazam, and I'm thinking to myself, God damn it, this shit is gonna be so good. I can feel it. I can feel that it's gonna be good, dude.
I see more Flash trailers than Shazam's.
Man, wow. Yeah, because they're really trying to promote. In fact, if I had my say so, I would say they haven't been doing enough promotion for Shazam Fury of the Gods. They haven't.
I agree.
I mean, it's haven't been on YouTube. No, it hasn't been up on the feed. I haven't seen it like when I'm watching. I think they are not doing enough for Shazam Fury of the Gods.
agree.
But I feel like too, I think James Gunn should have waited to announce what was coming, because now people are at a cutoff. They're like, oh, James Gunn about to start his stuff. I shouldn't even bother watching the rest of this.
Bingo. That's part of it too, bro.
Yep. They're like, I shouldn't even bother watching the rest of this. So because James Gunn, he didn't hype this up on what was coming, people will go like, oh, you know what? I'm going to start here. I'm going to start with James Gunn stuff.
I've seen comments of people who were bashing Shazam say, why did James Gunn allow this to be released? And I'm like, what? He had nothing. The movie's in the can, is ready to go. Like it, and I know people, and I saw a few people who bring up Batwoman getting canceled, right? Let me help y'all out with the difference. WB took a look at Batwoman and said, we will lose more money if we released it than if we didn't.
Yep.
They got a tax break off not releasing the movie. As opposed to Shazam and Flash, where they look at it and go, we might be able to at least double up, even though we were trying to triple up.
Yep.
But at least we can double our money. But Batwoman, they looked at that as a complete loss. Yeah. Like, it ain't even worth
not even like putting out. And the thing about it is, too,
so far they're right. I mean, I haven't seen Batwoman, but Shazam is on point.
And Shazam was good. And I believe James Gunn, because James Gunn even said in that interview, the Flash was good. So apparently he's seen it. Yes. And I know because he works for them, and that I know he technically kind of has to say that. But the thing about it is, from the trailers, I'm impressed. Now, I have been fooled before. But for right now, it's looking pretty good.
There was a story, I don't know how true this is. Tom Cruise called the director of The Flash, and he was like, bruh, that was fire. Even Tom Cruise knows the director of The Flash. And I guess somehow he saw it. It was like, sheesh.
I think the dude that's directing The Flash did Mama? I think he did Mama? Or I can't remember what he did.
But people got to look at it. James Gunn turned away The Rock. He turned away Henry Cavill. He turned him away. Well, not really. Like, I'm not going to use the word turn him away. I'm just assuming he turned them away, but he didn't stop Shazam, and he's not stopping The Flash.
Yep. Big facts. Big facts.
I'm assuming he saw The Flash too and was like, I'll let that ride. He even said in the trailer that we reviewed that The Flash does not interrupt the future of what I do, what I have planned for the DCEU. He said it's actually perfect.
He did say that.
If the movie was trash, do y'all think James Gunn would have said that? James Gunn would have been like, so Flash ain't coming out with Ezra Miller, or he would have put it in the Matt Reeves Batman universe.
That's true.
What did he call it?
I forgot what he said.
Elseworld. Was it Elseworld?
He called it something. I can't remember what he called it.
Yeah. But he could have said that about Flash. Yep. He could have said, Flash is a different universe. Nah, he said, Flash is going to reboot what I want to do. So that lets you know, I'm assuming he saw Flash and was like, this is perfect.
This is good enough. Yep. I agree. He saw it. It was like, there's something here. He said there's something here. I'm like,
it's perfect,
man. So
I can't wait for The Flash,
dude. I'm so excited for The Flash. I'm so hyped, bro. I'm so hyped for The Flash. I'm super hyped, like super hyped. Oh man.
I think it's going to be trash, and I'm using reverse psychology because
so that way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think Flash is going to be terrible. I'm saying that now, so it can be the opposite.
I definitely think Flash is going to be good, though. I'm standing on that. I think that one's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think that one's going to be really good. Yeah.
But my bad. You said you saw The Last of Us.
I finished The Last of Us. I knew what was coming because I played the game, but Man, so far, maybe the best show of 2023.
There's only one episode I don't like in The Last of Us.
Which one is that?
Mall.
See, I actually like that one because it gives the history. You didn't like it?
Nah.
Why?
Cause it like I knew they were going for because they did the same thing. We spoke about this on the episode 2 where they showed where Joel finally got his motivation to take care of Ellie.
Yeah.
Through the two partners who that was a great episode, bro. That might be my favorite episode.
That episode was good. That episode was very good.
That might be my favorite episode of any Last of Us. Yeah. That episode was fire. And remember, like I said, the gamers who played the game said that those characters or that character was only in the game for like 10 minutes.
Literally.
But that episode to me that's my favorite episode, to show the motivation for Joel to finally be like, okay, I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna take care of you, but I got some rules for you.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Because I just respectfully, I didn't need that from Ellie. And I understand that's how Ellie found out that she can't be
right. She can't be infected.
Infected. Right. But it was like we passed all that part already. I already know you can't be infected, so I don't really care why you decided to. Your motivation behind why you want to save the people. Now, don't get it twisted. The final episode, the way they built it. I see why the mall episode would be more impactful.
Oh my God, that.
Yo, and I looked it up, and the final episode, from what I understand, is pace by pace gaming. Like, that's how it happened. This man was like, boop, 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 boop. Got the nurses out. You could choose if you want to kill the nurses or not.
Me, I iced everybody in there. I iced everybody in there. Because you're not going to take because when you learn in the game, that they're going to like kill her, you're like, man, we come too far for this. Y'all not going to, and you know what? The game makes you make, not makes you make a decision, but I think about it all the time going, if I was rocking with someone who could cure the world, would I do it? Would I sacrifice her dying? So what? Sacrifice one to save literally the entire world. And it really makes you question, what would you do in that situation? And
man, you say that, but here's the point. Now, here's my only knock of the show. They didn't do enough it wasn't enough bonding moments.
You said there wasn't enough what moments?
Bonding.
For moments. Joel, and you don't think so?
Nah, outside of the two black dude, the two the brothers.
The brothers, okay.
Trying to think of the other episodes. The brothers, and then Joel finally found his brother. Mm-hmm. Remember, after that, he got shanked, and they were separated for the next 2 to 3 episodes until the final episode. So I think the game might have had. I mean, it's a game. It's a video game, so they can have all the time in the world. The game might establish more of a stronger connection between Joel and Ellie than the show did. The show was 10 episodes.
And I will say, because you're playing the game, and Ellie's by your side, and just like the conversation that she has sometimes with her and Joel, it is true. She does establish like a good connection with you. It is true. And it's not just through the cutscenes. It's actually through gameplay. Yeah. Like, it's actually through gameplay. So, and just to let you know, I called it. Remember how I told you when the show first started, they was gonna have that giraffe in the jump. Remember when I called it? I said that was a monumental moment in the game. I said they're definitely gonna have that. They're gonna have it in there for sure.
And I ain't gonna lie. The final episode, the last episode, the first half of it was blowing me the way she was acting towards him, because he finally came around to her, but then she started acting distant, and I'm like,
man, that's because this. I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have, man, because she was about to get that word with women, when by the dude. So, and then you saw the emotion on her when she man, and she was even out of it, because when Joe had to say to her 6 times, Ellie, it's me, it's Joe. You know what I'm saying? She was out of it, bro. She was out of it.
Yeah.
She was out of it, man. I was like, oh my God. Oh, the
carnivores.
Oh my God.
That took me for a loop. I was like, oh, man. Because the reason I like that episode too, because in the beginning of that episode, I was kind of like, what the heck is going on? Like, where is this going? And then when she went back there and they saw everybody all the meat strung up, I was like, oh,
like these. So, the dude that she shanked with the butcher, that's the dude that just does the voice of Joel in the game, Troy Baker.
What?
Yeah. So the dude she shanked, the dude she hit with the butcher, who literally was the second hand dude. His name is Troy Baker. He does the voice of Joel, but he also does the voice of the Joker in Batman Origins. That's him. And the girl who was pregnant in the episode, that's the girl that voices Ellie in the game.
What?
Yep. That's the girl that voices Ellie in the game. Yep. I said, I thought you may have seen that already, or man, I said you probably just gonna find out about it, but I said I'm gonna lay that on Jay so he know. Yep.
I did. I don't.
Her name's Ashley something. Her name's Ashley something. I can't remember her last name.
It's why I appreciate you, because my reaction is what I like the most. I don't look at if we're all nerds.
Yeah,
if I know something in depth about something, I'm in your shoes of what you just told me.
Right.
And with me never playing The Last of Us, I never knew none of this. So that's a beautiful feeling of being a casual fan.
Dude, his voice acting, he's in damn near everything, bro. He's damn near everything.
That's beautiful.
So he voices Joel, and the girl who was pregnant actually voices Ellie in the game.
That is beautiful.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
I'm glad that they had. I knew they was gonna be in there somehow, some way, but I wasn't expecting it to be this long that we see them. But that was good. I thought that was good. That's good.
That's dope.
I was really pleased with that. I'm like, okay, cool. They got the people in there, such and such.
Yeah, that's dope.
Jay.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched Cocaine Bear. Don't hate me. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it for my Google Plus so I can get it.
Yeah.
Google Plus. I mean on Google, which I think it is.
You want me to send you a link of it for free, but you gotta watch it through you got Twitter. You got
I'm gonna watch my car. I'm just BSing. I just need to watch it. But the next one, first of all, we do take time to acknowledge. Rest in peace, Lance Riddick. Rest in peace. You know him from
watch The Wire.
You know him from The Wire.
John Wick.
One of my favorite thing he was in Fringe, the show Fringe.
He was in Oz.
For
you HBO watchers.
Man, the dude's acting was monumental, and having lost him is truly the voice of Zazala from Destiny. Yes. We have truly lost a good actor, man. We have truly lost a good. And the dude retweeted my tweet like 4 months ago when I was like, man, you talk about range, then you talk about Lance Riddick, because I had just watched Resident Evil, and he was in Resident Evil on Netflix.
Yeah.
So watched that, gave him his kudos, and he retweeted my tweet.
Yeah. Good shit, bro.
man. So losing him was it's a little big, bro. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm pretty sure John Wick may be the next movie up. That may be the next movie up.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to see it. If I'm
Yes,
not
it is,
mistaken, IGN gave it like a 10.
Yep. I'm not
IGN
surprised.
gave it a 10.
Not surprised.
I'm like, damn, a 10.
Not surprised. A 10. Not surprised.
We in there. We in there. We are in there. So, yeah, bro. I'm a little bit. And you know what's funny? You know, Pop's birthday was on last week, so we went out Friday.
Yeah.
And Justin and Delisha were talking about Lance Reddick dying. I thought they were lying. I'm like, there's no, because you know Justin, they love The Wire and all that. So I'm like,
yeah,
and I kept on saying Lance Reddick from Fringe. Well, of course they didn't. You know, Fringe is more science fiction, so they was like, what the hell is Fringe?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that was his best work. And I literally pulled it up, bro, and I remember putting my drink down like, oh my God.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah, rest in peace, Lance Reddick,
in peace,
man.
Bro. Rest in peace.
I done watched The Wire like 35 times, bro.
I'm like,
I think I'm about
rest
to do
in
up.
peace to my man Lance, bro. I'm rest in peace.
That's right.
So John Wick is up next. By next week, I'll watch Cocaine Bear. I'll watch Cocaine Bear. What else I got? That's basically all I had this week. But I wanted to let y'all know we had talked about Shazam. So I'm glad, Jason, that you and I were on the same. We was on the same brainwave because I was like, man, this is so good. This was so good.
Yeah, it's good, bro.
So I mean, you got anything this week, or you straight?
I'm straight. Everybody go see John Wick. That's probably the next thing we probably gonna talk about.
That's the next thing. Is that this week? Is John Wick this week? Or is it next week?
Yeah, this weekend.
Okay.
It's this weekend.
John Wick it is.
Yep.
John Wick it is.
I got nothing else.
I got nothing else. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for dealing with us. We're going to figure out what's going on with the camera and everything like that. Because I'm not going to lie to you. I used to be able to record our streams through OBS, but that's not even working. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Like OBS is not even letting me record shit. So I got to download it from YouTube, and you know it takes a hit on quality when you do that. I'm like, what the? But we're going to figure everything out and get it back popping. Like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. And y'all stay frosty. In fact, Jay, that's the new joke. I even got my water because I'm fasting, so I can't. So we just gonna start holding up our cups at the end. Man, y'all stay frosty. We love y'all. Man.